good morning, everybody. It is about time for our morning mantra. I'm running late today because I was walking the dog, and it's Saturday, and I didn't have anything to do besides the mantra this morning. And honestly, I'm just not, into getting burnt out on this. I want to make this a thing that I like to do for long periods of time, and that's, got to be not like a job for me. Sorry, it's just how it is. When I was a baby, I think I was cursed by a witch to not ever want a job. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. Not really, of course, but I mean, that was a meme I saw the other day, and I thought, that would explain a lot. Anyway, happy Saturday. Today I want to talk about boundaries. We need to talk about boundaries, guys. We need to put some no, I'm just kidding. About boundaries that we get from Saturn and how they can impact us. All right, so when bad things happen, we respond to it with a normal response, right? Like your body physically, if you're tortured or if you step on a nail in front of a tree, your body's going to respond to there might be nails around this tree for the rest of your life because it's got a stimulus response thing. It remembers what goes on your cellular level. If you get hurt around something, your body will automatically remember without you having to think of it. And this is what saves our lives and how we learn and know things without having to deal with it consciously. Is your body remembers that there's a beehive over here and we have to be careful or whatever, and you get apprehensive when you approach an area, right? In the same way, when you approach certain people and you know that they act in certain ways and you've been harmed by their behaviors in the past, you have a moment where as you're approaching them, you start to get anxiety, and the anxiety serves to keep you on edge, to heighten your awareness, to make you ready to respond to whatever narcissistic bullshit somebody might be up to, right? And these are all things that you learn, and it's as you approach the situation, you begin to feel these tingling sensations, right? And as you get close to the spot or as you approach a similar experience, that's all Saturn, right? Those are all boundaries, okay? Every hill is not a wall. Every line is not a impenetrable force field with Saturn. Sometimes it's just a little boundary marker. It's just a place where they used to raise, they made these circles around property lines that were a foot tall. Obviously not to keep goats in, and obviously not to defend you from anything. Probably a support for some other system now that we think about it. But, you just mark your boundaries. And when you're approaching things, Saturn is what brings you the tension and anxiety or whatever. When you cross that boundary, it's an alert. It's a warning system. Okay, a lot of times we think that our traumas and all this stuff are they're obviously incapacitating for a lot of us sometimes if it's bad enough, but it's the functions of the spheres. They're just out of proportion, right? So understanding Saturn is part of that. You can work with Saturn to redirect your responses when you approach those barriers and those boundaries, and you can change your responses. You can ask Castiel and the four spirits of Saturn to help you. That reminds me to help you overcome that stuff and to see it in different ways, to perceive it differently, to experience it differently, right? According to the ways that you want to experience it, that brings you peace and power and happiness and pleasure and all that stuff. So let me pull up our proper seals here for Castiel and that was Amalia, and the spirits of the Pinnacles of the Key of Solomon. I'll get those going here too. I think we just passed them going the other way. Amaliel. Let's go copy. Okay, Amaliel is at the top of the one for Saturn. Amaliel, Anakiel, Anazakia, and Rakia. I'm probably saying them wrong, but it doesn't matter. Good morning, Allison. Good morning, Sai. Good morning, A Genius. Nice to see you guys. Rufus Opus. Anyway, let's see here. Okay, so that's what Saturn can help you with. So if you've got boundaries around things, And honestly, what brought that up to me was like my dog had some experiences with loud things, and she didn't want to walk in the areas where those loud things were, but it was just a temporary construction site, you know. And I'm like, for months now, she's avoided going there, and I'm like, you know what? Honestly, we just gotta walk through it, you know. And so I guided her through it, and I showed her that there was nothing to be afraid of anymore, and helped her understand that stuff. And she was able to get back to the other side of where the construction was, where she has a field that she likes to run around in, you know. And she wasn't able to enjoy her field anymore because her fear was stopping her. So I had to like walk her through her boundaries, and I realized that it was as soon as we approached it, you know. And I got to thinking about how that's how it is for me too, and that's totally a Saturn, an aspect of the Saturn energies at play in our lives. It's got a real purpose, a healthy, useful purpose to it that is part of our daily lives. You know, it's part of existence. Every drop has the whole ocean in it, as Rumi says. You know, every experience we have has all 7 spheres and all 4 elements in it. You know, it has the spirit of Zeus in it. It has the will of God being manifested through it for the benefit and pleasure, or experience at least, of the entity experiencing it, which is us, which is also Zeus, right? So anyway, yeah, you know, and like part of being a master magician is being able to manipulate these subtle forces in our spheres as we need to get through our stuff. So anyway, I'll go ahead and hop on the Orphic hymn to Saturn here in a minute. Let's see. Hey Mark, thank you for joining me. This is so Mark, since back in the day, in the old days, this is my I have mellowed out quite a bit. I am not the person I used to be. I have been diagnosed properly since then, and I've gone through therapy and dealt with a lot of the issues that made me OG famous, which was mostly insecurity and narcissism and undiagnosed bipolar. So just for the record, one of the things that you might have thought I was cool about previously was my lack of composure over my mental illness. Anyway, I think I am just as good as I ever was, if not better. But yeah, it's not the same. And this is not my occult stuff, right? This is my morning chant. Every morning I do a ZeusCult chant. The ZeusCult chant is just to keep us in tune with our connection to the divine, our source. If you knew me from back in the day, I used to talk about the noetic mind and the whole divine Pymander from the Neoplatonic perspective. These days, I found the Dervani manuscript. It's an Orphic mystery tradition that talks about similar things, but more juicier, and it just says that the all thing is Zeus, that Zeus became the all thing in a demiurgic rebirth event where he recreated the universe in his own image, and we're all manifestations of that. It's still the same premise as Neoplatonism because they're based on the same pre-Socratic sources. But yeah, so that's, now you're caught up to date. Don't expect this to be a magical class, though. This is more of a mystical, mystagogical reconnection with the divine that I do every morning now to reconnect to my source and remember that I am part of the chain of manifestation. So now you're up to date. Okay. All right, moving on. Okay, so we'll be basically what we do for the rest of the show here is I'm going to read the Orphic hymn to Saturn, call on these 4 spirits. The Castiel is the archangel of Saturn from Tycho Brahe's magical calendar. The other seal here is the symbol from the Key of Solomon, Saturn pentacles that allow you to control the spirits of Saturn. Calling on these 4 spirits using this pentacle, I have found in my personal life is a great way to tap into and direct the forces of the planet that are impacting your life today on a regular basis, like throughout the day as you need it. These are the 4 spirits to go to. Having a little talisman that has all 7 of those talismans to give you the powers over those spirits is a very useful thing. All right, so on with the Orphic hymn, and then we'll do our 108 recitations of Zeus Ho Kephale, Zeus Ho Mesos, Zeus Ho Ponto Krator, which is our like a mantra kind of thing. And there we go. In my old days, I was known as Sujikin and Alpha Scorpio and Melody. Yeah, you know, okay, so you're probably like around Gen X if you're like me. So, okay, I vaguely remember Suju. I think Suju was a bit of a wilder back in the day as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop on this Orphic hymn here and keep to the program. I will otherwise get totally distracted. Which way was I going with this? Here we go. Okay. All right. The Orphic hymn to Saturn. Ethereal Father, mighty Titan here, great fire of gods and men whom all revere, endowed with various counsel, pure and strong, to whom perfection and decrease belong. Consumed by thee all forms that hourly die, by thee restored their former place supply. The world immense and everlasting chains, strong and ineffable thy power contains. Father of vast eternity divine, mighty Saturn, various speeches thine. Blossom of earth and of the starry skies, husband of Rhea and Prometheus' wife, obstetric nature, venerable root, from which the various forms of being shoot. No parts peculiar can thy power enclose, diffused through all, from which the world arose. O best of beings of a subtle mind, propitious here to holy prayers inclined. The sacred rites benevolent attend, and grant a blameless life, a blessed end. Kronos, I ask that you send now your spirit Cassiel. By his name and his seal I call him forth in the four spirits of the pinnacles of Saturn, Omaliel, Anakiel, Arakia, and Anazakia. Come now from wherever you may be and appear before me to manifest my desires. 2, 3, 4. Zeuso Cephale, Zeuso Meso, Zeuso Pantocrator. 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 Zeuso Zeus Ocephale, Zeus Homeso, Zeus Pantocrator. 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 Zeus Ocephale, Zeus O Meso, Zeus O 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 Pantocrator. Zeus Ocephale, Zeus O Mesos, Zeus O Pantocrator. Zeus Ocephale, Zeus O Meso, 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 Zeus O Pantocrator. Zeus Ocephale, Zeus Zeus ho meso Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho cephale, Zeus ho meso, Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho pantocrator. Zeus ho pantocrator. Okay. All right, so that's our 108. Thanks, you guys, for joining me. Hope you have a great Saturday. May you be attuned to and hear and feel the forces of Saturn as you go through the day. And may you be learning and adapting all these forces to serve you and to harmonize you and to be in harmony with your intents. Because, like, that's the purpose of all this stuff, is to stop being at the mercy of these things, but to understand how the forces are flowing through our lives so that we can interact with them, adapt to them, and manipulate them or direct them a little bit according to our desires. All right.